We're back again, got some maintenance parts in. Laser iridiums. Cheapest I could find is about $14 a piece. And this little bad boy has 8. I suppose I could have pulled them and checked them before I ordered them, because hell, those might be brand new, but looking at the coils, they've been in there a while. They're very consistently dusty, so we're going to just change them. My tranny fluid isn't in yet. Hopefully that's in tomorrow or the next day. I don't know. I also got a mirror. Oop, turn the light off, dummy. There we go. From a junkyard up in Mississippi, which I ordered Saturday and arrived today. I'll give them credit for that. It's certainly in better shape than mine. Tell you, it's hard to find these little buggers with that damn turn signal in them. That was an option. And these mirrors are hybrid only. And this is 13, 14, and 15 because 2012 was before the damn style change. So I'm probably just going to put the whole mirror on because this one's kind of floppy. And this one, well, not you can see, but it is not. And then I'll worry about painting it later, but I just want to get the arrow back into effect. The other thing I got is a cabin air filter. Right, I don't know, it was like 12 bucks, and I got a $3.50 rebate on it. But supposedly, or supposably, if you're Joey Tribbiani, anybody recognizes that, congratulations. You're at least as old as I am. Supposedly, this is up in here. There it is. What the hell? You. Special. I love auction cars. Okay. So it looks like we gotta unclip this one here and unclip this here. I can't wait. Oh dear. Oh my. Oh dear. If this is a Honda part, this is probably original. Oh. Oh, it shouldn't be black on the edges. That's, oh. Oh my. Oh, God almighty. Holy crap. Oh. Oh, goodness. It doesn't say Honda, but, oh my goodness. Yes, it does. Oh, that is the original 226,000 mile cabin air filter. Oh my God. It is a Honda part. That is fantastic. Oh, goodness gracious. But, much like the air cleaner, pretty darn clean. Oh man. That's something. Good night, nurse. Okay. Get you aimed a little bit and we'll get this new one in there. Oh man. I had a feeling that was going to be horrible given the condition of that air cleaner. It's funny, this car was well taken care of for most things, but woo! Let's make sure there's not any arrows on it. Yep, got the arrow made in China. The finest Chinesium. And that goes that way. Very nice. And we'll clip this bad boy on like that. And we will close this like what did I do with the stuff? There it is. That. Holy shnikes. This is a day. Got ourselves a comb and the worst, again, filter I've ever seen in my life. Wow. But the AC will be even better. Look at that. Just crazy. Literally 226,000 miles on a Honda filter. Oh, phew. I think I'm the only person in the world that changes these things. My goodness. Well, it's supper time, and then we're going to figure out how to take this door panel off, change that mirror. All right, so we got a little thing we got to take off in here, supposedly. Come on. God darn it. Guess I need 2 sticks. There she goes. Yep, screw. And then this, supposedly, pops up. Yep. Alright. Come on. There she is. Alright, and looks like one more screw. Alright, let's go get a Phillips. Not much to that. A little more substantial. And then, supposedly, the bottom comes out. And it goes up. Yep. That's it. Not much to it. Alright. Now, let's see what we got. Yep. You can't quite tell if anybody's been here before. Yeah, somebody's been here before. There we go. And 3 little bolts up inside there, which look to be 10 millimeters. So we're going to go grab a 10 and get those out. Nuts! Apparently this has heat, which it doesn't really say it did. But that's even a more rare option. So, I guess what I'm going to do is figure out if these guts can be taken apart and all that can be rejiggered. I'm not sure. Doesn't really look promising. So I may just pull this cover off and the turn signal, slap the cover on it, and we're going to leave it a little loose until I get a little more rambunctious. But yeah, these parts are hard to find. But yeah, that's this has actually got a heated mirror. So this actually is the highest spec of one of these little Civic hybrids that you could possibly get. It has every single option. Wild. Okay, well, let's put this back together and go figure out what we need to do on the outside. So we're going to plug this back in, put everything back together, put this back up, put the door back on, and go rock and roll. Alright, so that's all back together. Now we're going to figure out how to take all that mess apart. Yay. Alright, so supposedly to get that housing off, you got to pull these 3 screws. You just pop the mirror out, and then that screw, and it comes off. This would make more sense, I guess, if I was holding the whole thing with my right hand, or my left hand, and using the screwdriver with my right. But still don't quite see how that comes off. definitely looser. Oh, that's why that other one's flopping around. It's missing those screws. Interesting. Okay, let me figure out how to split this. Back in a minute. The next thing it says is remove the back cover, which the only thing I can see to allow that is there's these tabs down in here that may need to be pushed, but they're kind of stiff. The other thing I noticed is there's a little tab down in here that you pop, and that loosens the whole thing. So we're going to try to push these tabs and see if I can not break anything. Let's see if I can get this on video as I mess it up. It just says remove the housing cover. I don't know how they're meaning to do that. It just says remove it. I really don't want to break this. And if I need a pry driver or what. She does not want to release. Yeah, that's those things. Sure enough. Man, what is holding that in? Good gracious. The tech's laughing at me, I'm sure. Come on. What in the world? There are no more fasteners that I can see. Unless that says it just pulls off. Alright. See a rivet, but I don't think that's for that. Alright, back in a minute. Well, it's got little tabs everywhere. I think I snapped a couple of them, but it'll work, because now it'll cover that. But yeah, it just pushes straight in, and you got to go in there with a pry and push every single one of those tabs, which is another one here and one here that I broke. Yay. You got to push every single one of those at the same time to get it apart. So now we're going to pull this light off, which looks like it's just a couple of screws, and I've already undone the plug, which is in there. And then we're going to pop that mirror out and try to get in there and put it all back together. Yeah, sure enough, she is heated. Alright, got the new thing in. That bottom screw here on the front goes through the light, so you gotta at a minimum pull that one out to change the light. And it is loose. I guess it got hit, I don't know. I swear somebody probably kiped it at the yard. We'll see if this will go back on in any semblance of reasonableness. Nice. Good enough. I'll get the old mirror back on. What the heck? There it is. Done. Alright. Now I have a mirror cap. It's not the right color, but at least it ain't flapping in the breeze. Let's see if the signal works. Did I leave the keys in it? Yep. Yeah. Yay! Alright. What's the other thing do? I don't know what that other thing does. I guess it's a reflector or something. It didn't come on with the lights, but it's working. So, alright. Cosmetic BS finished for now.
The phone has been connected.
I know. Thank you. Alright, clean this up, get on to the spark plugs. Alright, first thing you gotta do for the plugs, get this little beauty cover out of the way. Just got some rubber things on it that pull off like they shouldn't. And that exposes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 coils. And as I said, they're all fairly equally dusty. Although I will say that this bolt was loose when we first got it. So, ain't much to it. Gonna be disconnecting the coil. I do say I have to like this. Every one of these is a 10 millimeter. 10 millimeter, pull the coil up, pull the plug out, swap the plug, torque it. I'm gonna go check the torque. I don't need to blow these out of the heads like a Ford. Put the coil back, put the plug back in, and cycle around. So, coming up. Alright, so we pop those off. The spark plug torque is just 13 pound-feet, so we're going to use Old Faithful to get close. Book. Nice and dry. Don't see any obvious tracking or anything terrible. I think I may find some grease and try to put some grease on there, but yeah, she's down in there. Maybe. Anyway, so we're going to go get the right tool and pull that spark plug and see what we got. There she is. Oh yeah, that's crusty for a hyper-iridium. That's pretty crusty. And my God, that's a big gap. Let's take a look at a new one. See what we got here. Wow. Yeah, you tell me that won't appreciate that a little bit better. Those may be original plugs. DILFRE6J11, exactly the same. You can even see where this one is losing compression around the ceramic. Wow. Yeah, those are toast. Yep. Alright. Break out my special spark plug installer tool. We don't cross thread these bad boys. Perfect. This is really just a 3/8 piece of pipe. Alright, now I'm going to go get another extension, and I've got a different socket without the rubber in it, and we will install that. Back in a second. Okay. $13 foot-pounds. Because we're crushing a gasket, it takes quite a bit. Good grief. Get those over there. Alright, 12, 13. Not much. Alright, okay, now I'm going to go find some dielectric grease somewhere and clean that up. We're going to reinstall that coil and then repeat that 7 more times. It's one thing with all of the different wrong spark plug sets that I bought for the hot rod. I got a bunch of little tiny packages of this garbage. So on it goes. Ook. Very good. Click. And actual click. All right. Now, 8 more times. Let's see how bad the rest of these are. Or 7 more times. I bet they're all crap. All right, well, we got the first 4 out, and none of them are very good. They're all pretty much garbage, and all of them were losing compression. What little this poor thing has out the ceramic. So that was worth changing. So the top 4 done, out 4 done. Now we're going to get the back 4, same thing, just a little harder because you can't use the zip tool on the bolts. Otherwise, lather, rinse, and repeat. Alright, the passenger side cylinder on the rear has some oil in it. That means I got a valve cover gasket leak I'm going to have to address at some point. Not a big deal right now, as it's not terrible, but that's good to know. Looks like a fairly simple job, to be honest. You pull this stuff that I just took off of it, not even taking the plugs out, just the coils. It looks like maybe 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 bolts, and the valve cover comes off. And then you got to change out the seals around the spark plug tubes. So that's not terrible. We'll get that at some point. That's good to know. Next. All right. Well, they were all pretty gunky, but the 3 on the left and the back, or on the right, sorry, the passenger side 3 on the back were the oily ones. The rest of them were dry. They were all blowing compression. They were all about equally garbage. I think I only screwed up 1 coil. Yeah. Of course, it was in the back, but it was oil. That was the worst oil-soaked one. And the little tip was unhappy with me when I put it back in. So we will get that cover back on. Actually, hell, let's just start it up now. That off, see if we can hear any misfires or anything stupid. Let's see. Nope, sounds good. I think that'll do. That'll do. Yeah, and I got 1 little light pipe out on these lights, which of course are hybrid only, 13 to 15 only, and $300 a piece. And there are very few in the junkyard because of what they are. So that's going to stay that way for a while. Very nice. All right, cool. We're going to button this back up, take it for a rip, and that's probably going to be it for tonight. Alright, now this thing is by no means peppy, but it does run smoother, I believe, with the 8 new plugs. So that's cool, and the nice thing is you can hardly tell the mirror's a different color from in here, so that's perfect. But it seems to be running pretty good. Put my foot in it. Yeah, pretty smooth. That's not going to hurt. Like I said, I got to get a valve cover for it. Hopefully I'll be able to retrieve that silly rubber piece of the coil. It's stuck down around the spark plug on number whatever that is. I would say that's the rear plug on the number 3. But I would think once I get the valve cover off, I could even take that tube off, and it'll probably allow me to get down to it. Shouldn't be that big a deal. But yeah, so we'll get up here to the intersection and make a little acceleration. See what we can do here. Alright. Oh yeah, that's actually much better. It's still slower than a dog, but it doesn't stumble when it refires from the shutdown. Before it would kind of stumble a little bit. So I don't know how much difference that's going to make, because it was running pretty good anyway. but I'm certain it can't hurt. Yeah, I know. All the systems work. So, alright, I think that's going to do it for today. Got our first bit of the tune-up done. Can't wait to get the transmission fluid, because these are apparently a lot better than Nissans, because they don't go 220,000 miles without falling apart if you don't change the fluid. And my guess is this fluid has not been changed, let's say much, if at all. Ow, ow. So, that's going to do it. Hope you're all having a good day. See you when we do the next piece. Take care.